My name is Lawrence from Investment Consulting Associates, and I'm honored to welcome you to FreeZone Monitor. This tool has been designed for the World Free Zones organization and its members, and is a collaboration between the World Free Zones organization and Investment Consulting Associates. And this tool has actually two unique features. First of all, you will be able to compare your free zone and see how it ranks versus other free zones across the globe. And you can identify your strengths, your weaknesses, and you can see where you can improve your free zone. On the other hand, this tool allows you to simulate an investment case and look how your free zone ranks in terms of a comparative and corporate perspective. So please allow me to show you how the tool works. To access the tool, you need to be a member of the World Free Zones organization. Please browse to worldfzo.org to log in on the right hand top corner with your username and your password. Then click on Members area and FreeZone Monitor. You will be redirected to the home page of the FreeZone Monitor. So on the landing page, there's a couple of options you can select. First of all, a brief FreeZone Monitor demo. It's a video you can press. Latest news related to the FreeZone Monitor tool, but especially related to the World FZO. Here you'll find the logos of the free zones that are included and participate in the FreeZone Monitor tool. For further information, you can press several hyperlinks down below. The disclaimer, contact us button for further questions and also inquiries on how to participate, terms and conditions, frequently asked questions, and about the tool. To really use the tool, please press Use the tool, and this will redirect you to the dashboard. So when you've reached the dashboard, you can select three modules. So let me explain. The first one is the FreeZone profile, and it allows you to retrieve information, for instance contact details, customs, incentive benefits, eligibility requirements for one particular free zone. The second module allows you to benchmark multiple free zones across the globe or even within a similar country. It allows you to select certain subcategories according to your interest. And the third module is the benchmark with weights module, and it allows you to further customize the benchmark according to your needs and your requirements, because you can actually prioritize certain categories and subcategories by assigning weights to them. The first module we will be showing is the FreeZone profile. By clicking the FreeZone profile module, you first need to select the geography and free zone you're interested in. So for instance, if we look at the region, we just select one randomly. You can then select the country, and it also shows you the cities in which we have free zones. In the case of Turkey, right now we have multiple cities that actually feature, because we have multiple free zones within Turkey that feature in this tool. And finally, it allows you to select the free zone of your interest. The second step is to select the free zone information you're interested in. For instance, we would like to include all the contact information, so we press Contact Information. And we're also interested in all the other information criteria we can select for this particular free zone. So we select all of them. If you would wish to leave one out, just press again and it will leaves out the particular point of interest. But for now we will select all of them and generate the report. This report is the output of the first module. As we've seen, it allows you to produce an overview for this particular free zone. It shows you first of all the contact information and the other points of interest and information components we selected. So in this case, the target industries, eligibility requirements, the key incentive benefits, reporting, monitoring and evaluation requirements, and the key customs benefits. And it provides a summary of the services that are provided within this particular free zone. If you would like to export and print FreeZone profile reports, please press Actions, Export, and then you can export to the function you would like, for instance PDF or Excel. To go back and select the second or third module, we go back to the dashboard of FreeZone Monitor and we select the second module, which is the benchmarking module, and it allows you to evaluate, benchmark and rank the competitiveness of particular free zones. You need to select 2 or more free zones to be able to execute this module. So again, I'm selecting first of all one free zone and I'll press Add to Selection. This is the first free zone I selected to be benchmarked. Now I will select the second one. We select one in Colombia and we also add this one to the selection. And we will add a third one to complete the sample of free zones that we will be benchmarking. So there we go. This is the third sample free zone of this benchmark. The second step is then to select the categories we're interested in to compare these 3 different free zones. We have measured them at 2 levels. The first one is the country level, so you can select categories that have been measured on a country level. So in this case, they represent Turkey, Colombia and Serbia. Again, you can select multiple subcategories by pressing them. For now we'll just stick to the general competitiveness and the macroeconomic stability of these countries. Then secondly, we can select data and subcategories that have been measured at free zone level. And this is actually the core function of this tool, because we have collected data on free zone level, and this allows us to compare and benchmark the different free zones for all of these different categories. Please explore these different categories by pressing the plus button. There's a total of nearly 120 subcategories that we have collected for all the free zones that are included in the tool. So for now, I will just select the first 4 categories to get an overview. For the report output, we have different options we can select. Please note that if you select an output with a graph, it's advisable to have only 1 or 2 categories selected. For now, we'll go without a graph to show you the overview and the output of this module. So this is the output of the benchmarking module. First of all, it shows the 3 different free zones here right at the top. And what it shows is both the relative score as well as the absolute score. First of all, we see the categories that have been measured at country level that we selected, followed by the ones at free zone level. What this means is that all these scores, so the absolute scores, have been turned into relative scores, where 100 is the best performance and 10 is the lowest performance. And by aggregating all these different relative scores, we can measure the competitiveness of the different free zones. So in this case, the free zone number 1 has the highest competitiveness rank for general competitiveness. If we look at the macroeconomic stability, free zone number 3 has the highest score and is performing the best in this case. If you scroll down further, we come at the free zone level categories. Again, it's the same. It shows for every sub-indicator the absolute score as well as the relative score. So in this case, if we talk about the availability of facilities and amenities, free zone number 3 has the best overall competitiveness score. In this case, it means it's the most attractive in terms of the facilities and amenities that it offers. So if you go to the end, so the next page, it will show the overall competitiveness ranking based on the aggregated relative score for all the free zones. In this case, free zone number 3 has been ranked first, followed by free zone number 2 and free zone number 3. Again, if you would like to export these results, please press Actions followed by Export, and you can continue to explore these data and figures, for instance by pressing Excel. To save some time, I already made the same selection of 3 free zones for the third module, which is the benchmark with weight. And this module actually allows you to customize the benchmark exercise to your specific needs, specific requirements. That can be, for instance, from your industry to really prioritize certain categories. And you can do this by assigning weights to them. And I will show you how this works. If you scroll down, you can select the different categories, just like in the previous benchmark exercise. And you can select one of these criteria, for instance, availability of facilities and amenities, but also the ICT and infrastructure, real estate, for instance the infrastructure and logistics in the zone. If we would carry out the normal benchmark, all of these individual categories would have a weight of 25% because they are equally important. Right now, because I'm simulating an investment case for a logistics company, I need to prioritize the infrastructure and logistics category. I find this very important, so I'll add 50. This means the other ones actually need to add up to 100 in total, so I need to adjust these numbers to make it 100. For instance, by saying 20 here, 15 here, and 15 here. So by doing this, the infrastructure and logistics are actually prioritized in the benchmark exercise. Then it works similar to the previous benchmark exercise, which is actually pressing to generate the report. That shows you the output here for the 4 categories that I selected, with the different relative scores per free zone, as well as the weight that I attached to it. And in this case, you see the weight of 50% has been added and allocated to the infrastructure and logistics category, which makes this category the most important. So the score, the relative score, is actually the most crucial. In this case, what it shows is that the 3rd free zone is the most competitive in this case, because it has the highest overall competitiveness score. Again, if you would like to export these reports, you can press Actions, press Export and copy it to PDF or Excel to carry out further analysis. So now I explained the 3 modules. If we press Go back to the dashboard, you see there are 3 other options here. These are the analysis reports. For instance, by pressing the first analysis report, it shows you the free zones that have been most often viewed or queried by users of FreeZone Monitor, followed by the categories and subcategories. So it allows you to see which categories and subcategories users of FreeZone Monitor think are the most important, as well as with the weighted. So it shows you the highest weighted categories that have been ranked actually by the users of FreeZone Monitor. So I hope I explained everything well enough. We are actually looking forward to really improving this tool, both in terms of more data, but also in terms of geographical coverage. So if you would like to participate, or if you have any further questions, technical questions, or you would like to see how you can use the FreeZone Monitor tool yourself, please feel free to reach out to services@worldfzo.org for more information on the tool and how to participate in the tool and to have your FreeZone featured in the tool.